Hello everybody, welcome to The Canadian English. My name is Abdul Manan and you are watching The Canadian English. Today we're gonna discuss about more topic related to English so you will get benefit from it. I'm here with my very close friend Harmela Haile. So Harmela, she's gonna introduce herself first and then we're gonna talk about the discussion. So I would like you to focus and to listen and have some tea around you because this may take more than 10 minutes or 8 minutes. So be ready. So you're gonna learn a lot of vocabulary in this discussion. Let us begin before further ado. Harmela, welcome to the Canadian English.
Thank you so much, Abdul. I'm excited to be here today.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit. So who are you, Harmela?
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Harmela Haile, as you mentioned. I'm a really good friend of Abdul's. I think I've known you for almost 4 years now, right?
I think so, yeah. 4 years, guys. Can you imagine? 4 years.
Yes. So I was born and raised here in Edmonton, Alberta. So I work with you, Abdul. I work where I help newcomers and immigrants, help them with trying to find jobs, working with resumes, different things like that. I went to university and I have a sociology degree from Concordia University of Edmonton. That's a little bit about me.
That's fascinating. Harmela is, the first time I met Harmela was funny, but I'm going to talk about that in the middle of our discussion. But thank you for sharing a little bit about you, who you are. And you said I finished school at Concordia University.
Yes.
Where is that, Concordia University?
That's here in downtown Edmonton.
Oh, downtown Edmonton.
Yes.
So that was in Canada, then?
In Canada, yes.
In
here
Canada.
in Edmonton, Alberta. That's where I did my undergraduate degree.
Amazing. Okay, so you know what? Let us jump into the discussion because all the students are waiting for this. So they want to hear some advice from you as someone, his first language is English. And like you said, you're born in Canada. So I'm going to ask you some question. So before we ask you some question, I'm going to know a little bit some vocabulary because that is all the question I have prepared here. So the students can learn something. So let's start with the first one. What is the most important quality you look into a friend?
Into a friend. I would say trust. Being able to trust your friend is really important. With maybe if you want to talk to somebody or also to have a good time with as well. Being able to feel free and to feel open with your friend and having that trust with them, I think is very important. I would say trust.
I love it. I think trust means أثق فيك. Trust is very important when you are making a friend relationship for long term or for short term. It can be sometimes in college or university friendship. I love that answer. How do you handle conflict or disagreement at a workplace or at a school with your friends?
That's also a good question. Of course, things like that does happen, especially maybe with your friends or even at work sometimes as well. I would say the best way to do it is to communicate. You want to make sure you're communicating with the person first, especially when it comes to work, because you're working with them and you're going to see them every day. It's very, very important for you to talk with the person, let them know how you're feeling. Maybe it's, hey, Abdul, you said this to me yesterday and I don't like the way it made me feel. Why did you do that? Or also maybe explaining just how it made you feel. And then maybe sometimes the Abdul or the person will say, oh, that's not how I meant it. Maybe miscommunication, right? I think it's very important to go in with an open mind to make sure that, you know what, maybe I misunderstood this or maybe they can explain this, right? If we jump to conclusions ourselves, that's when we tend to hurt ourselves, right? And then we remove ourselves from the friendship. But sometimes it's a misunderstanding. So if you are really friends with that person, especially if it's friendship, they should also want to have that conversation with you as well, right? So I would say communication is the most important thing.
So let me summarize that a little bit. So you are saying communication is the key.
Yes.
Okay, and this to build just the trust between friendship and also between a family member. If there is disagreement, for example, when it comes to the politics, or for example, when it comes to soccer team, there is a lot of disagreement happen, right?
For sure. Yeah. I think definitely that trust and communication. In order to have trust, you need to start with communication, with being able to talk with that person, right? And communication is very important in all aspects, whether it's friendship, coworkers, and anything. I think being able to communicate and have an open mind is very important.
I love that answer. Very thoughtful answer, and I love the strategy she used. Communication is the key for a long-term relationship. I love that strategy. I love that. I'm so glad we have someone here at the Canadian English in first podcast, a professional like Harmela. Thank you very much. We are delighted learning from each day.
Thank you. I'm very excited. I'm happy to be here with you guys.
So the follow-up question. Okay, what is the key to successful long-term for friendship? What is the key for a long-term successful relationship? What is the key?
I would say being open-minded, in my opinion. I think as you grow within your life, you kind of need a different version of your friend. Like if I'm friends with you, for example, we've known each other for 4 years, right?
Yes.
We are very different from when we first met each other.
Absolutely.
Right? So being able to be open with each other and try to grow with one another, I think is very important. And also to open-minded in the sense that maybe if you or one of my friends want to try something new or try a new experience, being open to say, yeah, sure, let's give it a try. Why not? Right? That's how you not only grow as a person, but how you can grow with somebody else. Right? Wow. But for example, like if you met somebody in high school, okay, and you only kind of still do the same things when you're in high school, or you guys don't really change together. Maybe one of the friends is like moving on, but you're still trying to hold on to like maybe your relationship in high school. It's important to be open and try to grow together. And also I would say making sure you push each other. Support each other. Yeah, exactly. Supporting each other, right? So kind of the same thing as I'm saying, as you grow together, supporting each other. Maybe it's a new job, or maybe whether it's within school, right? Giving each other advice and being open to hear that person's advice is very important, because you want your friendship to last a long time, right? Over years. But your friendship today will not be the same friendship from 2 years now or a year after a year, right? So you need to be able to grow with your friends. It's kind of like a romantic relationship as well, right? It's like you need to put in that effort to make sure you're caring for the person, but also putting in that work.
I think the strategy you give the answer is very thoughtful, and I love the way how you handle the question. I'm so glad you extend on it as well. So let me ask follow-up question. Okay, Harmela, my follow-up question, I'm going to talk about a little bit career. So what is your dream job and why do you choose it?
I would say my dream job is to maybe own my own bakery. So currently, as you know, I make cakes, so I sell cakes. And I think my dream job is to open up my own bakery, cafe, and yeah.
Okay, let me interrupt you here for a second. When you say bakery معناها محل الخبز. Bakery can be a new word for my students. Continuing.
Yeah, so I think that would be my dream. Ever since I was a little girl, I would always watch cake videos and cake shows on TV. And then now I started selling them out of my home. So hopefully in the future is to own my own bakery. I mean, if we're talking future, owning multiple bakeries would be like a dream of mine.
Okay, so your dream is to open a cafe and also open inside the cafe a bakery.
Exactly.
So you can that will be like second cab or this kind
something
of
like
cafe.
that. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Follow-up question on that. What is the biggest challenge you're gonna face then when you are opening this kind of cafe?
Yeah, I think maybe my biggest challenge would be as a small business owner. There's a lot of jobs to do, but I'm only one person. Yeah. So being able to maybe have the means to hire somebody might be a challenge. Like right now, I have my business, and sometimes it's challenging because I try to do social media.
Yeah.
I try to do the cakes itself. Also the baking, different things like that. There's a lot of things that go into it. So being able to manage it all as one person might be the challenge, but hopefully as time goes on, I can hire more people, or I can hire people to help me.
But in the end of the day, you are the boss. You are the owner of the place.
Yeah.
So you have to work more overtime and paid.
For sure, yeah. Exactly, yeah. So hopefully, of course, it's one of those things that in the beginning you have to invest that time and you have to invest that like that energy for sure. But the goal, of course, is for it to be paid back, right?
Pay off.
Exactly.
They call it pay off. That means you get the money because you have given the time before building the business and your energy. Now you are just receiving the money back.
Exactly.
I love that.
Thank you.
So, because when you are opening a business, there is sometimes how you can handle criticism and or negative feedback.
I think the best way that you can do it is, first of all, when you're looking at criticism, take it as constructive criticism.
I love it.
Constructive criticism, meaning when somebody's complaining about my food and maybe they didn't like the cake that I made, right? Instead of just thinking and saying, oh, this person doesn't like my food, he doesn't have to shop here, different things like that. It's better to look at, okay, why did he say this? Maybe this doesn't taste good. Is this something that I can look at again and see this actually wasn't good, or maybe I can change things up? So it's very important when you're dealing with customers and when you have a clientele or when you have a client or customer base business, to listen to what people have to say and take it as advice rather than complaints.
I love it.
Even if it's coming in negative, try to change it into the positive.
Excellent.
And say, how can I try to make this better?
Beautiful. So I absolutely agree with you, because when sometimes you get a negative feedback, it's hard to handle it. If you are you get attacked on social media or on your website, but the way how you can think critically, how can I improve?
Exactly.
Or how can I deliver a better service for my client? So that's why you can just reflect on your own and then make the business better, right?
Exactly.
Or work harder to make it more tastier and to make the business more taste the food, because it's a bakery, right?
Yeah.
And comes people because of the taste of the place and they enjoy the cafe and they like the place and they come back again.
Exactly.
So if you want them to come back, so you're gonna work on the negative things, right? The people are living on social media, commenting on your website.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Okay, that's amazing. So follow-up question, what is the most challenging when you are opening this project you're gonna find?
Like, what kind of challenge do I think I'm gonna face?
I think so, yeah.
I would say the multitasking, right? Trying to have the multiple different roles might be the challenge. And then also maybe finding the time. Because right now I also have another job where I'm working 9 to 5. So maybe that would be the challenge of being able to find the time to put enough energy in that.
I love it. A very short answer and excellent answer. So what advice you would give for someone who's thinking to open his own business?
Yeah, for sure. I would say to have an open mind and try to do research. Research not necessarily just being on Google, but also, like, for example, for me, I am saying I would like to create my own cafe, right? So I love to go to coffee shops here in Edmonton. So whenever I go to these coffee shops, I always take a look around and say, what do I like from here? Exactly. Yeah. I say, oh, I like this part of this. Maybe I don't like this part. Or I love the chairs here. I love the way they serve. I love the food they have, right? So trying to make those notes and realizing that research is not only just from Google, but at least research is what is around you, right? And always observing. Also talking to people as well. I would say that's a big thing. Within my business right now, most of my orders come from people who tell people about me. Of course, family. Exactly, yes. Or not only family, but like families will tell their friends, and then those friends tell their friends. And then, so I've made a lot of connections like that. And it's I think that's really the important thing. I would say research, but constantly research around you. And then also connecting with people, networking, right? Networking means people reaching out, making WhatsApp group, making Facebook group. So that will be not
not working.
Exactly, yes. And especially nowadays, there's a lot of resources for how to start business, whatever kind of business it is. There's so many YouTube videos or TikTok videos that you can search from there. So, yeah. And I would also say to stay strong. Like, you definitely have to be strong to do it. A lot of late nights. I mean, Abdul knows sometimes I come to work half asleep because I was not sleeping the night before because I'm baking or working on my business. But like we talked about before, it's investments now that will pay on later on, right? So you need to be able to and willing to take on that extra time and that extra energy in order to get it back later.
Amazing, because I love about her when she comes sometimes a little bit late, maybe 5 minutes to 10 minutes at work. I do understand because she work over at home in her own business, building long-term business plan for herself. And when someone has a target or a goal to want to reach it, can work day and night because you enjoy what you do, so you don't feel how many hours you are working.
Exactly.
I love that strategy. So last question about the career and your own personal business. How do you stay up to date with industry trend?
Good. I would say I try to stay on TikTok. I mean, TikTok takes my time, but
Yeah.
I like to think, it's worth it for my business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of search engine for you.
Exactly, yes. So I try to stay up to date through like Instagram and through TikTok, seeing what kinds of trends people are doing and think about how can I make this cake related or how can I make this towards my business. So I would say through Instagram and through TikTok are my main sources.
Amazing.
Of finding trends, yeah.
Amazing. People, they use social media in one way negative side, and the other way is beneficial to the society.
Exactly.
As the internet came in 2000, I believe in 2001, I believe, or before that, people, they start saying, oh, internet is not good, internet is horrible. But now everything is in internet, right? I don't remember the specific year, but I will mention it later in the headline of the video. So I love it. I love it. I just enjoy this conversation because this is amazing. We are making it a little bit professional, but if you enjoy this kind of video, we can invite Hermela next time, and then we can make it more friendly than professional setting here in our podcast. Let us talk a little bit right now about health and wellness. How do you handle hydrate throughout the day?
Like hydration?
Yes.
I always like to keep a water bottle next to me, especially at work. First thing I like to do is go get my coffee, but also get water and try to drink water throughout the day. I would say that's the best way.
Just drinking more water can give you hydrated.
Exactly, yes.
Beautiful.
And I just always try to have a water bottle next to me.
Amazing. And how do you handle stress and anxiety?
Stress and anxiety. Stress, I would say maybe talking with people or allowing people to help. I feel like before I would feel really stressed about my business and really stressed about work because I would keep it to myself. I wouldn't talk to other people about it, whether it's my boss at work or family about my business. But now I'm really trying to make sure, like, if somebody asks me, like, how's it going? I'm like, oh, maybe it's a little slow today. Or being open with other people as well. And I would say the biggest thing when it comes to stress is trying to identify when you feel stressed or what kind of triggers
That
you
is the
to
key.
feel sick.
That is the key.
That's how I feel, yeah. So like maybe trying to, like for example, I know when I feel stressed, I start to hold my breath. So once I notice myself doing that, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to take a break. Maybe I need to go sit down. Or maybe this week I won't take another cake order because it's a lot. So I would say
too much pressure.
Exactly, too much pressure. So I would say trying to identify and see what triggers that stress. And then once you see the trigger happening, then knowing when to step back. And also, sorry if I can add one more thing.
Absolutely, please. You are invited here.
Also, too, when I am feeling stressed, maybe doing like hobbies or things that you enjoy. So me personally, I love to scrapbook.
Scrapbook?
Yeah, scrapbook. Do you know what that is?
Scrapbook, yeah. Well, it's kind of drawing, right?
It's kind of. So basically, like you take pictures of like memories.
Yeah.
And you cut it up, you write the names and things like that.
Cutting and then putting it in the book and then drawing around.
Exactly, yeah, and making it look pretty. So that is something that I've enjoyed doing. I haven't gotten a chance to do it in a while, but when I do get the chance, that is one of my favorite hobbies that I like to do. because I feel like it allows me to get away from my phone, spend some time doing something with my hands that's not cake. I feel like I'm always doing something with cake. So doing something with my hands that I can feel, that I can draw while I'm not looking at my phone is very important. So I encourage you guys to find a hobby or to find something that you like to do that doesn't involve your phone or technology, and something that you do with your hands. Because when you're feeling stressed, it's good to do something with your hands so you can feel something, or maybe smell something, right? So like baking. A lot of people, me, it's my business, so I can't do that as a stress relief because it's my business. But a lot of people, they bake when they're stressed because they think, at least I'm not on my phone. I'm doing something with my hands. My mind is somewhere else, right? So those are some good things and some good tips that I would encourage you guys to do.
Beautiful. That was excellent answer. More extended. I love it. So just due to the time, let us, I'm going to make my question shorter, and if you don't mind, make your answer a little bit shorter as well. So I love that perspective and the insight you share, and I enjoy it listening to you, Harmila. So how do you prioritize your sleep?
I sleep. Sorry, excuse my laugh. I laugh because...
It's okay. It's fine. Absolutely. Yeah.
I laugh because that's what I'm trying to work on right now. Abdul knows I have a lot of late nights of baking, but what I'm trying to do now is trying to prioritize my sleep a little bit more, to be completely honest. It's something that I want to work on. And I would say the way I do prioritize it is trying to listen to my body right now. Okay, so before I would try to push myself in the kitchen and see how long I could stay. But like, for example, yesterday night, I was going to go back to the kitchen and it was like 12 a.m. But I was like, you know what? My body's tired. I'll just wake up early in the morning and try to do it again. So I would say listen to your body and try to make that advice. But I'm also working on that myself. So
amazing. Excellent. That very good answer. Listening to your body, if your body needs some rest, listening to your body. And that is amazing advice she gave, Harmila. So let us move right now from health and wellness to travel and culture. So that is very exciting. So how do you handle language barriers?
Like when I go traveling, or
when you go traveling, or when people around you are working and their first language is not English. How did you handle language barrier when you are communicating effectively?
Yeah, I would say trying to communicate maybe with like body language, for example, or I think also showing somebody that you care is always good. Like I was just in Dominican for 4 months and I didn't speak any Spanish, and a lot of them didn't.
Where did you say?
Dominican Republic, sorry.
Dominican Republic.
Yes,
okay.
Dominican Republic.
That is close to Peru, close to...
That's like close to like Haiti.
Okay.
Haiti down there, yes.
Close to Brazil, I believe?
Yes.
Close to Brazil, okay.
Yes.
I think my students, they will know. Please let me know in the comment of you know where it is. Say it again, slowly.
Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic.
Yes.
Let me know in the comment of you know where it is.
So I tried to first like make a connection with the person and try to show them that, that I actually care to listen to them, and then trying to communicate in that way. And also Google Translate is always amazing.
Okay, so using your phone is
helpful as well.
So my students, what you can advise them when they are learning a language and they find a big word?
I would say use your phone. Search it up on Google, search up on the dictionary, and try to practice the word as well. So maybe if there's a word that you hear, searching it up and seeing what it is, but then also trying to use that word in your everyday language, right? Because then you'll get used to the word and you'll get to practice the word a little bit more. So, that's what I would say.
Okay, use the word you have learned in your daily conversation.
Exactly.
Okay, amazing. What is the biggest cultural difference you have experienced?
Biggest cultural difference I've experienced? I would say, like growing up here in Edmonton, I was born and raised here, but my family is from, myself included, but my parents came from Eritrea.
Same country, guys.
Yeah, same country. So I would say maybe that's like it was a difficult cultural shock, I guess, growing up. Because, we're trying to learn our Eritrean culture, but at the same time we're in Canada, like speaking English. So I would say that is a little bit of a shock. Or I would say I felt it more when I go back to Eritrea. Because when I go and visit my family back home, then of course, nobody speaks English there. Well, at least most of the people don't speak English there. So yeah, I would say those are the biggest shocks. But if you were to ask me how did I
No, I think that's far enough.
Yeah.
I think you answer it and widely as well, because the culture shock is when your parent immigrated to Canada and you're born here, so you have to learn two culture.
Yeah.
So that was too challenging for you at the Canadian culture and also as an Eritrean from your home country. And sometimes when you visit as home back home, so you have to speak the language, because if you speak English, maybe the embassy they will understand, but not the people in the neighborhood.
Exactly.
I love that. So let's move from that right now for a second. Educational and learning, when we are talking about educational and learning, how do you apply what you have learned in real life situation?
Like with my sociology degree, is that what you mean?
In sociology, yeah, because she took sociology, حالات اجتماعية.
Yeah, I would say it, especially in work, is when I use it a lot, because essentially sociology is a study of society, right? So how to talk to people, or how to think about how other people think about things and different things like that. So working with different individuals, I would say that has helped me in the work that I do now, because I work with people who come from all walks of life, especially since they're newcomers and immigrants. They're coming from different countries, different personalities, of course, right? So being able to work with different people and being open to meet new people, I would say that's how I apply my degree to my everyday work, I guess.
Amazing. What you learn applying at work. I love that. Yeah. What is the most important thing you have learned from a book in your life?
Oh, from a book. Last year I read a book called Atomic Habits. It's a very good book. I encourage you guys to read it.
Say it again.
Atomic Habits.
Atomic Habit.
Yes.
We'll put that in the description.
So it's a book all about how to create better habits and how to kind of better your life. And the best thing that I learned from there was to make things easy. If you want to go to the gym in the morning, put your clothes ready the night before. If you want to take your vitamins or you want to brush your teeth, make it easy. Make things in front of your face, so that way you can actually do these things, right? Because a lot of times we say we want to go to the gym, or you want to go do this, you want to do that, but it's nowhere to be seen around us, right? So if we make it in front of our face and we make it easily accessible, then we are more likely to do it.
Excellent.
So yeah.
Amazing. Well answered. How do you stay motivated to learn?
I would just say to try to find the beauty in learning. I feel like I've always loved learning new things or trying new things. My mom is also like that a lot. She's always trying new things and trying new experiences. So I just always try to remember the world is so big. There's so many different experiences, and there's so many things out there that we don't even know, right? That we don't see, that we don't know. So just trying to have an open mind and see what kind of things will be out there, right? What kind of conversations we can have with people, and who knows when different doors will open for you.
Okay. Harmela, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Abdul.
It is so delighted to have you. We learn a lot from you. The experience, the strategy you give, the advice you give, the personal growth, educational. This all is very beneficial for the students to think about the new vocabulary they have learned, and also to play the video again and listen what they have learned or what things they don't understand. So maybe they can mention Harmela speak faster. So maybe we can ask her for the next invitation as a guest in my podcast to speak slower. So we can understand from your feedback what one things we can improve. Okay guys, thank you for watching at The Canadian English, the podcast. So we're gonna end it here right now. So looking forward to seeing you for the next video. Harmela, thank you for showing up today at The Canadian English podcast.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much, Abdul.
Okay, beautiful. So we'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye for now.
Bye.